I'm live and I'm back in action. Oh, boy, see by Mickey and I'm almost see I've been enjoying these lives. They've been cool. They've been cool. So maybe someone joins me. Maybe someone joins me. I'm still doing the same shit I was doing before. Got new frames. Got new frames. I already got the cutouts. I know I got new frames. I could use a smoke. I don't know if I can. I know they penalize you if you smoke on TikTok, which I think is bogus. But let me see if I can. Whoa, whoa, ahora sí. Yeah, I'm in my jammies. Well, this isn't my jammies. This is my regular shirt, but these are my jammies. Alright, I put on a shirt so I can go on this live. Although I have done videos without a shirt on, but I don't want to be grossing nobody out. You know, I don't. I'm not exactly an Adonis. Awesome. Oh, now I'm missing my wine. Shit, it's okay. No biggie. When the sun goes down, that's when I'll have my wine. But in the meantime, let's do this. I guess I'll come up with the topic. Yo, welcome to my channel, number one. You the first. Hopefully not the last. I'm still working on the same project I was before, but I did a video, which has been great. It's gotten traction, and in the video, I speak about Iwapele. So, I always say I'm not the Pope of Santeria, and just because I do videos doesn't mean that everybody has to agree with me, with my personal understanding of whatever the topic happens to be. Desert woman. Yo! Desert woman! Who you be? Yo, what up, desert woman? How's the desert doing these days? Still dry? You gotta rain eventually. It's finally a nice day. I'm tired of the fucking rain, I'll tell you that. At least I'm in Pennsylvania, so I'm in the Poconos. Shout out to all my Poconos people. The weather's fucking crazy up here. But it's actually really, really nice. So, like, what I like to do, especially like on my days off, but even on the days that I work, if it's a nice day, no worry, it's a black and mild. I don't smoke weed. I don't like the way it makes me feel. Although I do have pitorro, so that gets you messed up. What was I saying? Iwapele. So I did a video on Iwapele. So, you know, there were people. Actually, I think like everybody that commented disagreed with me, and that is perfectly fine. I just enjoy stirring conversation. And even if you disagree with my personal understanding of whatever topic, you know, the lay that I'm in, they agree that those who are made to Oya cannot and should not be birthing Olokun or Inle or Ibeji. And I guess by proxy, Dada, Ina, anybody associated with Chango, anybody associated with Yamaya, or at least with Yamaya, I'll say that. And that is perfectly fine. Like, there's nothing wrong with disagreeing with someone else in the Ocha community. That's perfectly fine. The only caveat there is, if you are going to disagree with someone, then let it come from a place of education, of not just what I prefer is not just monkey see, monkey do. Really have a foundation as to why you are making whatever claim that you are making. That's why in most of my videos, I state not just the source, but the different understandings within the same topic. You know, so some people believe that Iwapele has always been a term used within La Regla de Ocha, Cuban, Afro-Cuban, Lukumi, Santeria, whatever. I call it Santeria, just to make it easier. If you believe that that those who are made to Oya cannot birth, nor give, or consecrate, Olokun, Ibeji, Inle, that's perfectly fine. Do I personally believe... Yo, Yuri! Hello, hello. Hello, Yuri. How we doing, man? If you come from a background that Oloyas cannot be birthing Olokun, perfectly fine. Even if like for me, it's good to be able to agree to disagree. Just if you're going to disagree with me, or if I'm going to disagree with you, then I need to come well prepared. That's why I try not to speak on topics that I feel that I am not educated enough on that topic. Or I'll speak on a topic and I'll say, this is my understanding, but there's a lot that I don't know or think is confusing. What's your name? I'm from Brazil. Yo! Bueno, my name is Julio, aka El Conquistador. That's my my moniker. And I am just an Olocha, Olorisha. Since you're from Brazil, I assume that you're coming from a candomblé background. No pique inglês. Ni eu tampouco, eu não falo português. Eu não falo português. Pero, como você está? Como você está, meu amigo? So, that's this whole thing. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing with anyone about any topic. Take a little break. Well, someone's texting me right now. Hold on. Give me a moment. I don't know if it's gonna stop the video if I hold on. If I respond to this text, I don't know if it's gonna come off. Okay. What you reading? Me 10 will have. I don't get it. Me 10 will have. Desert Woman. I'm not reading anything. I am just cutting out picture frames. Opening them up. Put the picture in the picture frame. That's it. But I figure it's such a nice day, and I've been enjoying these lives. So if anybody wants to join me and have a conversation, awesome. That's it. It's always, like I was saying, it's, if you're gonna debate someone, then try to come as as much with the facts that you can, to the best of your ability, because especially as someone like me who has less than 5 years of Ocha made. Do you understand this? Me 10 years. Me. No. Yo no entiendo. Me 10 will have me 10 years. Oh, 10 years. 10 años de Olorisha Candomblé. Is that what you mean? Que santo tiene hecho? Probably one of those interesting ones. Probably when it's them Brazilians, they always got something. They got fucking Logune de. They be crowning Logune de. They crown Osain. They crown Iroko. They crown. I think they crown Iroko. I could be wrong. But just try to come to the table with an educated background. But always be open-minded. It's what I always tell myself. Always be willing to be the student. That there's always someone that knows more than you, even if it's just in a specific topic. Because you can be a ciencia, someone who's just super duper knowledgeable. But hey, maybe someone is more well versed at you in whatever background, whatever topic it happens to be. Think I'm out. Yep. In my case, ay coño, that fucking hurt. Got me. In my case, I don't know shit about Odu. That got me. So I don't talk about Odu. At least not very often. Ay, 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 como me duele. It's Selena with an S. I don't speak much English. It's okay, dude. Tá bem. Eu não falo português. Pero obrigado por venir. Eu não posso falar contigo em lenguaje tuya. Pero, bem minuto. Shit, Portuguese. That's a hard-ass language. Although I did take a Portuguese class in college. I don't speak much English. Shit, you speak more, you understand more English than I do Portuguese. So that's something. So always, let's see. How do you say? Afshinaz, yo. Hello. This is all done through Google Translate. Wow. That's cool. That is really cool. Shit. So, are you candomblé? Você está na candomblé? Porque eu sou na santeria cubano. But in Portuguese, I had a little bit of interaction with Portuguese, Brazilian Portuguese, when I went to Florida to work in Ocha, and the Yawo is Brazilian. I think he's still in the middle of his Yaworahe. Yeah, actually, he should be almost done. I should reach out to him. The Padrino, he speaks Portuguese. He's fluent. He's good. That's just hard. But the reason why he speaks Portuguese is because he had a Brazilian boyfriend over in Japan. I did not know that there's actually a big Portuguese population in Japan. a big Brazilian population in Japan. So I said, what? I never knew that. And interestingly enough, there's actually there's an American population in Brazil. But when I say American, this is on the I'm from Minas. I guess that's a place. Minas Gerais. Eu não entendo. Es un lugar. Okay. Yeah, so after 1865, the American Civil War, the South, the Confederacy, they lose. There's a population of Southerners that were so upset, discouraged that the South had lost, that a number of them, I won't say a large, but a number enough to make a population in Brazil, they moved to Brazil. And to this day, it's freaking crazy. To this day, they have a festival in Brazil speaking Portuguese honoring the Confederacy. And they have Confederate flags. And they although they don't speak English. It's too far gone. But the original settlers of over there, they bought land or whatever, and Southern white Americans went to Brazil, and they honor their grandparents that fought in the war. So like the original settlers, they have them buried over there, and they honor their memory, and they dress in Confederate themed clothing and whatnot. They play like, I think they play like Southern jigs on the fiddle and whatnot. Like, it's crazy in Brazil. So cool. Like, no different than World War II. You have Germans that moved to Argentina. There's Brazilians in Japan. So there's migrations of people all over the world. Do you know how to say I love you in Portuguese? Eu. How do you say love? I know. No. Eu sou is I am. I don't freaking know. Eu não sei como você. I love you in Portuguese. I don't know how to say that shit. In Spanish, te quiero, te amo. I don't know how to say you. Eu não falo português. But yeah, that's pretty cool history right there. A population of Southern Americans that moved to Brazil and created a whole life. Like, it's awesome. Like, look it up. Look it up. I love you to you. That's how you say I love you. Well, thank you, Yuri. I'm not going to make this awkward and just say, obrigado. Eu não conozco, I don't know, how do you say, eu não conozco, I don't fucking talk fucking Portuguese. I'm over here trying to talk to a complete stranger in a language I don't even speak. God bless you. Obrigado. It's getting dark. I'm gonna have to start lighting these candles. Oh, I know. Let me get my, I just got this today. Check this out. Look at this beauty I just got for $7. Look at this. Boom. And the candle's inside. This is one of those 2-week candles. Put it right here, and hopefully it gives a little bit of light. And I have this candle over here. Right over here. Actually, it might be better over here. Yeah, it'd be good right here. Boom. Put that right there. Boom. And then I need another candle so I can put it over here. No biggie. You got it right. Oh, bueno. Wepa. Shout out to all my Brazilians. Shout out to my candomblé people and my, what do they got in Brazil? Umbanda, Quimbanda, right? Umbanda, Quimbanda, candomblé. And Maria Leonza is in Venezuela. Yeah. I'm going to get another candle for over here so there's light. Because not only it's for you guys to see better, I got to be able to see better too, because I'm working with scissors. And safety first. I'm a cautious guy. So safety first, safety first. Ay. So I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to step out for a moment. I'm going to get another candle so that I can be well lit. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'll put this down over here for now. I'll be right back. Okay. Yeah, it's getting dark, but it's so nice over here. Beautiful. Look what time it is now. 21:48. Okay, well, I don't freaking do military time. What the hell time is it? 8:58. Punto. 4. 9. I don't know what that is in military time. I suck in military time. Sometimes I have to do it at my job, and I'd be like, yeah, I need someone else to do this shit because I don't do military time. I am not my sister. I am not no soldier boy. Soldier boy. Oh, my little soldier boy. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. That works. So, always be open to healthy debates, and don't be offended if anyone corrects you. And even if the person who's correcting you, if you know they're incorrect, just be respectful and just say, sometimes you just smile and nod. Say, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. Very much do. That's it. Because if not, you're just going to be offending everybody and shit. Like, unless you got mad years of Santo Maid. Like I said, I only got 5 years. So, as someone with only 5 years of Ocha, my opinion, in actuality, don't mean shit. Until I got maybe 15, 20 years. Then when I open my mouth, it'll actually mean something. But in the meantime, when you don't got years, it don't mean much. So, you speak Portuguese very well. Oye, hermano, eu não falo português. Somente eu somente dizer que eu não posso falar português. That's how much I know. I know enough to say I don't speak it. I ain't gonna fake the funk and try and be, yeah, sure. I speak a little Portuguese, like what everybody fucking says. Do you speak Spanish? Yeah, a little bit. And you say one fucking word and they don't understand shit. Well, then no, you don't understand a little bit. You understand zero. You know how to say hola and como estas. If you don't know how to say something, just fucking say it. Nothing to be ashamed of. The thing is, friggin' the parents got a bad habit. The New Yorkers got a bad habit of not teaching their kids Spanish, and then you have no sabos like me. left and right. Precious and friends. Hey, Precious and friends. But yo, you never answered the question, man. Na Brasil. Você está de candomblé? Ok. Candomblé, quimbanda, umbanda, pombagira. I know everybody loved that lady. I don't know nothing about her. I just know the generic shit that people be putting on the internet. Some fiery or flirtatious chick who goes around in a dress, some black dress or something. I don't know if there's different caminos of her or different vueltas or whatever, but I don't know. And I don't speak the language, so I don't involve myself in nothing that has to do with any of that. I respect it. I would love to go to a drumming, but you don't speak the language, it makes it very, very difficult. What you doing? Just I have pictures and I'm just putting them in frames. That's it. A little boring me. That's it. Talking on the live, seeing if anybody wants to have conversation and seeing who happens to pop up. And I don't know who knows who I am or what I do, but I don't know, because it's YouTube. Like, you could just stumble upon anybody's videos, but I talk about Ocha, religious studies and whatnot. Ay. So instead of just me doing this in the house, I want to be outside. That's it. Where the heck? There it is. Yeah, I want it to be outside, enjoy the weather, and get a video going. So maybe there's people on here, but it is a Friday night, so most people won't be on their phone. They'll be out with their friends or whatever. So I get it. Bobo sirere ba miki ewa. 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 Oh. Ay. Talk to me, people. Talk to me. What's going on in the hood? Oh, speaking of the hood, I want to see Scary Movie. That's what I want to see. But it's not out yet. And there's some movie that just came out. It has a good actor. I can't remember his name. He was in Doctor Strange. He's one of those magical people. The Opening Gateway? Something like that. I don't freaking know. But I want to see the Super Mario movie. I want to see the Michael Jackson movie. I already saw the Mortal Kombat movie. Ah, shut up, damn dog. It's just perfect weather for just sitting outside having a beer with your friends. I gotta get me some of those. I gotta get me some friends. That way, I don't have to sit alone on a friggin' live. Ay, coño. Don't worry. One day when I get myself a wife and kids, then my time will be occupied wisely. In the meantime, just me alone, cutting out pictures. I can't remember the damn words. I have not been staying up on my Lukumi, like my songs, even the Oriki. Like I've been slacking hard I have been slacking with the Orikis. And those, to me, because I don't, I study Ocha, and I'm obsessed with the history, and I have a passion for it. But like, unless you're doing rituals all the time and you're rogating people's heads, you're gonna forget how to do rogations. Unless you're birthing santos all the time, you're gonna forget the songs associated with it and the steps and all that. So I've gotten rusty. What's it say? Francis Cobena said hi. Hello. Hey, I don't know if that's a male name, female name, but hello, hello, hello. God bless you. I hope you're good. I hope you're happy. I hope you're doing what you want to do on this lovely Friday night. One smile. Thank you. I'm assuming that means like a little smiley face or something. Pero obrigado. Ay, 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 ay. I would say I need to get myself a hobby, but this is my hobby, so it's just not as adventurous as other people's. And I'm not into going to clubs, and I would say I'm not young anymore, but even when I was young, I never did that shit anyway. I didn't have any friends that did that stuff. I did when I was 21, but I was always the designated driver. And I never liked loud noises and being in clubs and all that. Just piano, video games. But it's been nice. The solitary life. It's quiet. It's quiet and peaceful. It just gets lonely. As told by Brittany. Yo! As told by Brittany, happy Friday. I see you're live again. I'm really wanting to purchase it. Wow, I emailed you. No rush if you've been busy. I know. Oh my God, yes, Brittany. Yo, I saw that you emailed me. And I was at work when I saw that you emailed me. And then I completely forgot. Thank you for reminding me. Now I'm off today. So I will get back to you. I gotta send you your free sample. So you can see what exactly it is that I have. So thank you for reminding me, Britt. I appreciate it. Do you know how to say you are handsome in Portuguese? All good, no worries. Ah, Yuri. Coño, you're laying it on thick, brother. Thank you, I appreciate it. Hey, you know what? You should go take that game, Yuri. Go take that game you spitting and go spit it to someone who's actually in front of you. Go, I don't know if you're in Brazil, but go find someone in Brazil or wherever it is you at, and then go get him, Tiger. Because this is YouTube, baby. Ain't nothing happening on YouTube. Ay, Dio. I wish I had this guy's confidence. Shit. This is, look at this. Andrea Monica Martin. God bless her. Iba ilayan tuno to her. She was such a good woman. Go get him, Tiger. It's crazy. Yeah. Straight up. Hey, you want to spit game? Go ahead and spit game. He already has. Do you know how to say I love you? Yo te quiero. Do you know how to say you are handsome? Tú eres guapo. Oh wow, that's impressive. I'm like, dude, I don't speak Portuguese, dude. So go take them pickup lines and bring them to someone who's actually in front of you. Because I'm just a dude on the screen, son. Shit. I respect it 100%. I respect the charisma. That is awesome. But ain't shit happening over here. The Mario movie is cute. Yo. How do you say goodbye? Bueno, Yuri, boa noite. Que Dios te bendiga. The Mario movie. Yeah, hell yeah, I want to see the Mario movie. So I'm thinking about still seeing it tonight. But hey, Santero brother. Yeah, Rude Awakening. Yo, Rick Savage. Yo, so I was saying, this woman right here, this is Andrea Martin. Her full name, Andrea Monica Martin. She was a singer. She's Ibaye now. And I had the pleasure of meeting her on 2 occasions, and she actually gave me and my girlfriend at the time a ride home, and she was so humble, such a beautiful, beautiful human being. And she wrote and sang some of the hits of the 90s that we know of. Like that song by En Vogue, Don't Let Go, la na 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 na, don't let go. I don't know all the words, of course. She wrote that. That was in 94, I believe. And she also wrote and sang the something about find me love, but that first note where it's just a long note, find me love, that was her singing on that record. And she was a santera, so add her to your Ibaye. She was a beautiful, beautiful soul. That's my song. Peace and light to her spirit. Che. Louis Progreso to that woman. I think she left 2 kids behind. And by the end of her life, it's amazing because she was like in her late 40s or something. And so like she had gained success. She came up with a solo album. At some point in the 2000s, everything went sour. Went downhill. Her recordings, like she didn't have her rights to her music or whatever, and she got fucked over by the industry. You have to show, yes, that's what you have to show me love. That is her singing. She had a tune made. I don't know her backstory completely, religiously, but to the best of my understanding, some kind of, like, she was initiated and then I don't know, I believe she was abandoned by her godparent, whom I still don't know who was the one that initiated her. Either abandoned or some kind of misunderstanding, but it's, to the best of my knowledge, it was that she was abandoned. And there's actually, you can see footage of her as a yawo singing, and she's dressed in all white, with her beads on and everything, and you can see she got her head shaved, and everything went to shit. And by the end of her life, maybe the last year or 2, I don't know, she finally was getting back to where she was. Like she was, there's images of her with Beyonce, Cardi B, Smokey Robinson. Who's the guy? Who's the name of the guy that discovered Whitney Houston? Not L.A. Reid. He's like a friggin' industry legend. Whoever the one that dealt with Whitney Houston, pictures with him. Although what pissed me off is that when she died, you could see people in the industry, oh wow, we lost such a great person. She was a legend. Wow, like she was just such a great person. Tony Mottola? No, not Tony Mottola. Nope. He has glasses. He has the one that discovered Whitney Houston. That guy, whoever that is, but it's not Tommy Mottola. So I forgot my train of thought, but she was a wonderful, wonderful human being, and she was made to Ochun. And she made it back to success, and then she died. Clive Davis, yes, Clive Davis, and even people like Clive Davis, they had put on like a not an announcement, but commenting, "Oh, we lost the legend, and she was such a beautiful person. The world's gonna be a sadder place because she's gone," and all this bullshit. I say bullshit because it's like, yo, where the hell was y'all when she was in the ghetto? And now y'all are saying, oh yeah, what a loss to the industry. She was great. Where the fuck was all of you? These multi millionaires, but I'm sitting on a couch with her in the fucking the projects of Brooklyn. Like, nah, get out of here. I thought that shit was bullshit. I said, yo, this fucking industry, that music industry. Clive Davis. My mom knew Clive Davis personally here in Manhattan, brother. Yo, that's awesome. That is awesome. Clive Davis is a legend. I disagree with how things were handled, but I get it. Like, on the other side of that, no one is anybody else's babysitter. But to me, it's like, when these industry people mention things like, wow, this person was such a beautiful person, but you see the shit that they be going through, it's like, yo, where were you? Like, no different than, oh, we lost a legend with Michael Jackson. Everybody disassociated with Michael Jackson when all the allegations and shit came around. So it's like, oh, Elizabeth Taylor and these beautiful people that love Michael Jackson and Madonna. Oh, we used to sit on the couch and have a great time with Michael Jackson. Yo, where was all of you when he was going through his shit? Like, but again, at the same time, no one is anybody's babysitter. Don't believe the conspiracy bullshit. Clive was a good man. Ache? Está bien. That's just one example. I'm not saying like Clive is an awful person. Oh shit, nope, wrong one. That rubbed me the wrong way. But I can't speak on the man's character. I don't know Clive Davis. I don't know much about him. And he gave a fucking opportunity to Whitney Houston and change her life, and it was a mutual relationship, and Clive is a fucking industry legend. So he's a beast. Shit. Oh, nope. Yeah. Wow. Yep. And actually, her Ocha name, if anybody's actually interested, y'all can hit me up. But it was either Abebe Ochun or Chuna Bebe. I believe it was Abebe Ochun. But I'd have to double check my notes. Because I got all these, a bunch of Egun. Yep, that was her jam. She sang that. And she was cool with Clive Davis, and I don't know how cool she was with Beyonce and Cardi B and all those people, because honestly, it's like, you just take a bunch of pictures with people. But she mentioned how, like, oh, Clive Davis, like, she's had nothing but good things to say about him. But she finally, after working hard to make it to where she was, she never made it huge. She was more a songwriter, and then completely went downhill. And then she made it back up and was doing interviews, rubbing shoulders with the likes of Beyonce, Clive Davis, Cardi B, so on and so forth. And then she died when she was finally making progress in the right direction. I guess she was not as healthy as a person as I thought she was. I don't know. But she wasn't, her issue, she wasn't into drugs or drinking. She didn't have any addictions that I know of. But something about her heart, and that's it. Lights out. And whether she got etutu done and all that, I have no idea. I don't know, but God bless her. She was a good woman. A beautiful, beautiful soul. And actually, I was in her car. Shit. Yes. Yes, that's her vocals on that song. And that's not the first time that's happened. There's a song from Jennifer Lopez that the vocals of the hook is not Jennifer Lopez. I think it's Ashanti. It's someone else. And that's how it went out to the masses. Like the final track that we know from Jennifer Lopez is sung by a completely different person. In this case, it's the same thing. Just the other lady did the song. Why she did not sing the song herself, I don't know. But the song went to another person, ended up being the hit that it is to this day. It's a club anthem. But she sang the vocals on the track. That is her voice. That is not that Robin S. That is not Robin S.'s voice. And it's funny. There's actually an interview with Andrea Martin where someone says, "Yo, can you?" She's like in a chair, and I think this is the one where she's dressed up as a owl, and they wanted like proof that she was the actual singer because it's a whole conspiracy, and she belted out that note in the same key and everything, and everybody's like, "Get the fuck out of here!" So, it's crazy. God bless it. Andrea Monica Martin, Abebe Ochun. God bless you, mama. A beautiful person. Rude Awakening. Hey, did you get a chance to find that great novel, The Religion? I have it written down. It's on my table in the living room. I have not looked it up yet, but I have it written down. I have it right in clear view. So, but thank you for the reminder. I have not looked at it though. And maybe I could find the movie on YouTube. I know because I have YouTube like Plus or whatever it's called, YouTube Premium, and I get free movies. Maybe that's one of the options. If not, then I could always look it up or get the DVD because it's really, really interesting what you were saying. How was it? Nothing. Was it Noah Mystic Tarot Conquist? Do you do readings? How do I book one? No, I don't do readings. Paolo was my favorite character. Well, I look forward to. I gotta see the movie. I gotta check out the book. But no, I do not do readings. I don't proclaim to be a reader. I don't proclaim to be a medium or an espiritista. Those are not titles that I use on myself, that I take on myself. I respect everybody who can do that. That's awesome. But yeah, I don't do readings. The closest thing that I get to readings is if I happen to be invited to a misa. And I'm just trying to get this line right for this photo. If I happen to be invited to a misa, and I'll go, and then whatever happens to come up, I'll say it. If somebody happens to mount, then my negro will do the talking, but I don't profess to be anything that has to do with, hey, book a reading over here and I'll charge you this much, and I don't, not in any way, shape, or form. Not tarot, not a glass of water and a candle, and I don't do that. Maybe one day, but it's not something that I aspire to do or to be. And honestly, I find it pretty more boring. As bad as that is to say, I do find it boring. I gotta cut this side. Okay. My passion is ocha. I need a babalao. Okay, yeah, so I mean, well, where do you live? Although the Babalao that I am in contact with, he does do over the phone. It's never ideal, at least in my opinion. It's never ideal to do over the phone, or like electronic readings, as it were. Um, in person is always preferable, but it's not always possible. So people work, and sometimes people's schedules simply don't work out. So if that's the case, and so be it. Florida. Oh man, you're in Florida. They got mad Babalaos over there. But I mean, if you need a recommendation, I know of one, but he's all the way in Jersey. But he does do uh, like I guess you would WhatsApp him, and he would do it there. And the two people that I recommended, they had to do it that way, and they said it was a great reading, and they had bullets marked and all that jazz. But I mean, as someone that lives in Florida, I would highly suggest try to find someone that's near you, because Florida is freaking. I mean, maybe you're in North Florida. I don't know, but I know one person in North Florida, um, but if you specifically need a babalao, like I only know one, and I'm sure there's if somebody knows somebody that knows somebody, that's always the case. It's an intense situation. My mom passed away suddenly 2 years ago, and I'm dealing with her estate in Africa. Her best friend tried to steal the house, making her executor of the estate in Africa. She tried to make herself the executor and administrator of our property. We are here in America. That's one of the meccas. Yeah, if you're in Miami, I mean, what part of Florida are you in? Now, I'm sorry you're going through what it is you're going through. Because maybe I know somebody that knows somebody who's in your area. Tampa, Miami, Kissimmee, of course, Hialeah. Can't believe she turned against us. It also makes us very physically sick. Yeah. Some people surprise the shit out of you with their antics and what it is that that some people are willing to do for money. And I speak from experience. The lows that people stoop to for fucking money. But I guess when you don't got, either it's a whole lot of greed, or it is a whole lot of greed, but then a person doesn't got shit going on in their own life, and they see it as their meal ticket, their last hoorah to get inheritance and shit. Trust me, I speak from experience. It's fucking stupid. I got a job. I ain't got to worry about that shit. So unless there's actual paperwork, the issue is your mom. If that's the case, she didn't have a will, because all that shit should have been written down, and there would be no issues. But that's not the case. So now you have to go through all the legalities and shit. It's awful. It's very difficult and frustrating to deal with. I'm sorry you're going through this, man. Yes, if you can refer me, send me the contact details. I'd appreciate that. I'm also 7 months pregnant. Hey, brother, if you ever come into Manhattan, Soho, Lower West Side, love to introduce you to my godfriend, Javier, owns a majority of the Botanicas. Gainesville. Yeah, man. Hell yeah. That'd be a pleasure. So you know what? Just take down my number and hit me up on WhatsApp so I can send you his contact. So just tell me when you're ready, because I don't care about giving out my number. It's like, it's not a big deal. Because how could you do that? Well, if someone's being fucking weird or something, they just fucking block them. It's easy as that. I don't get people that hit me up anyway. But if someone needs help, then shit, just fucking take my number down and you know, that's it. And then I'll get you in contact with them. So just tell me when you're ready. I should have gotten from the house, including my baby dolls. I had a curved lion. No shame. Yeah, no shame in what it is you're going through. No shame at all. Correct. That wasn't. Yeah. So that's what makes everything frustrating. Yeah. So I mean, shit. I mean, I don't got a pen on me, but like, just y'all just take down my number and reach out. If a person is actually serious, then they'll reach out. That's all it is. So, 347, because I still got my New York number. Shit, back in my hood days. 347-310-2815. 347-310-2815. So, you're still making music? Nah, Rick. I ain't making music. Nope. I was 26 when I started. Those days are long gone, brother. Now I'm 33. Old and decrepit. Now I work a regular job. I mean, shit. Even when I was making music, I was working a regular job. I was taking care of special needs adults. So special needs adults hold just special needs people in general. Autism, Down syndrome. They hold a special place in my heart. Can I get you? No, don't tell me that. My first name? Oh, I'm Julio. Julio el Conquistador. Can I get you? Yeah, my WhatsApp. Yeah, so 347. I don't know if you got a pen on you. So 347 310 2815. Just make sure that you introduce yourself and you remind me who you are. Because then I'm going to forget, and then I look like an asshole for forgetting because I got a shitty memory. Oh, snap. Okay. Aye. Okay. Awesome. Yo, are you? Well, I mean, we could talk about it. We could talk about it in private, but I'm headed to a drumming tomorrow. So there's a Guido going on for Elegua, in Jersey that I'm gonna be attending. So should be fun. I need the number again. Can't find a pen. Yeah. Okay, so 347 310 2815. I repeat, 347 310 2815. And I'll get you in contact with the Babalao. Is Gainesville, is that north, south? What part of Florida? You didn't get the number. Maybe I'm going to have to type it out. I don't know if I can type down here. What's the issue? What the heck is this? I don't think I can type things on here. You still didn't get the damn number? 347. I see now. 310 2815. Is everybody else getting the damn number? How come one person's not getting the number? Am I not speaking clearly? Is my phone going slow? Because I am in the forest. So if it's not, you know, if it's not going through, then so be it. We'll figure something out. We'll figure this out together. I heard 3, 4 times. Did you get it, Mahoney? Mahini? There you go. I mean, I would say, oh, just email me. Okay, well, if you email me, now I have to say an entire long-ass email. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Is it raining? Hold on. Oh, no. Ay, coño. Oh, yeah. Shit. It is raining. Ah, crap. Whatever. Hopefully it's not going to be bad tonight. Because I don't like driving in the rain. What's the number? Did you get it? Oh my god, I think I said the number like 6 times. Yeah, I don't know. Did you get the number? I will say it super slowly. Just let me know when you are ready. You know what? I got you. My hands. 3, 4, 7. Right? That works. And then 3, 1, 0, 2. Shit. And then 8, 1, 5. I gotta hit you with the Helen Keller and give you some visuals. I'll WhatsApp you. I'm all bed. I'll see it. I don't see it right now. I don't know if you did already. That'll you'll be good. You will be good. I'm gonna look up Gainesville. I'm gonna see if maybe I mean how far are you from Kissimmee, Florida? Because I'm not familiar. I know there's Tallahassee, there's Kissimmee. That'll other than my number, which I hope everybody got. Clearly. How's everybody doing? Shit, I finished my pictures. So I used up all my frames. I think I had just enough for all my photos. I think I did. Oh, I'm missing one. Gaines is by Jacksonville. Jacksonville. Okay. Got it. Okay. Okay. Actually, I think, is that where Jacksonville? I think that's where the Ocha was. Yeah. So, I mean, if you insist on a babalao, then so be it. But I know a santero that lives either in Jacksonville or around Jacksonville. But I remember when I went to the Ocha, there was it was in Jacksonville. So it's pouring by you. No, it's not pouring. It's not pouring, but it's drizzling. I paused because I thought it stopped. But no, it's drizzling. Ay. So. Ay. How's the Santo doing these days? How's Ochun, Rick? How's Ochun doing these days? Yo, you know what I've been following? I've been following the The Adventures of Umar, Doctor. What up, Dahmer? Dr. Umar Johnson. I've been following him, and it's been hilarious. So I've been listening to all the videos, and it's been good. Yeah. What else? But at least I finished my project. I'm actually in the process of looking for a cupboard for my ochas. I'm looking for a cupboard or a cabinet, so I can give my shelf system that they're currently on, give that to my friend, and she can use that. And I'll put mine in a cabinet that opens and closes. Yes, he's a character for sure. Hell yeah. You know, Sammy baby. Yo, what up, Sammy baby? You in trouble when he got to say shit 3 times when it takes 5 minutes to get to a single point. But he got too many quotables, man. He's like, you don't find that suspicious? 14 years working on a school, still no school, almost $3 million donated, but you don't find that suspicious? It's like watching a train wreck. You can't, it's not right, but you can't help but to look. He's definitely a good clip maker. Oh, man. Dr. Umar Johnson. Hit the PayPal. Hit the donations, brothers and sisters. If you ain't donating, you can't say nothing to me. If you're not a part of FDMG Academy, you're a part of the problem. If you're not a part of the solution, you're a part of the problem, brothers and sisters. They're trying to keep us down. They don't want us to build a school. My accounts got frozen. Like, yo, dude, it's been 14 years, son. Nah, man. That's what they want you to believe. Like the man's trying to hold me down. Oh, man. He's a trip. I say, yo, that dude need to make it. Boy, that's what he need to fucking do. He need to go see Ifa and see what the hell is up. He said you can't go to none of his events unless you donate. They have public events that you can't go unless you donate. That shit is hilarious. Don't mind me, I'm just picking up the mess. A little mess that I made with all the plastic. Ay. Yo, that Portuguese dude was a trip too. That Brazilian dude. It's like, what the? Yo, internet. That's it. It's internet. That's all I can say. Internet. Get it where you can, I guess, brother. But you ain't getting it over here. Go find someone that's actually in front of you. How you gonna fucking try to flirt with someone who's 1,000 miles away? Shit. I guess that shit work in Brazil. It don't work here in America. America. Oh no, it's June. It's not July yet. It's gonna be June. Ay. Well, I guess I'm putting y'all to sleep. Time to call it a night. I think I'm gonna head on inside, or stay outside and have my enjoy my cigar and my wine. I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. I was catching up with you live on the I Got You Direct. That's a lot of good info. You're live on the I Got You Direct. Ah, okay. So talk to me. What about I Got You Direct? Do you agree with it being direct or not direct? Um, that's a very very interesting topic. I Got You Direct. Most people that I find, most people do direct. I'm direct. Okay. And your specific lineage, is it pimienta like 99% of people, or is it uh, coral, which is a fuche anyway? It's bado. I bet you. I bet you he's direct. Who? Me? Whether I'm pro direct or pro auto? Um, for me, what I would say is, I used to be pro direct when it comes to Agayu, but my train of thought is I come from the lineage of Aurora Lamar, Pimienta, which is a sublineage of Amalake or Malake, whatever you want to call it. We know Aurora was made by Jose Urquiola Pata de Palo Elegua Echubi. I always say that the Santo name just so I can memorize it from my own memory because there's so many freaking people. Um, she was made in 1928. She was born 1900, made at 28 years old, died 1964 from hypertension. She was obese. Um, so she was made in 1928. To me, the idea of doing direct contradicts the idea of I want to do things according to my lineage. To to do things direct as someone who comes from the Aurora Lamar lineage, um, is to say that I know better than the man that initiated Agayu to Aurora Lamar, which he did not do Agayu to Aurora Lamar. He made Chango. She was marked for Agayu, and they made Chango. And she went in with Agayu. In which case that is perfectly fine, but I just say be intellectually honest. Not you personally. I'm not saying you're being intellectually dishonest. I'm just saying what vexes me is when people say in my lineage we do Agayu direct. Can Agayu be done directly? Yes, it has been done successfully for almost 100 years now, since around 1944, 1945. And there's been plenty of people made Agayu direct that they've lived their life just fine. That being said, it's not a lineage thing. This is my understanding, and so I agree that Agayu should be done directly, and there's nothing wrong with that. But don't say in our lineage Agayu is done direct. No, because not even Aurora Lamar had Agayu direct. And she did not make Agayu direct to anyone either. And we have evidence of what's her name? Asuncion Bruselo Hilari. Her godmother, Siriaca Lopez. I can't remember her ocha name. She was marked for Agayu. We're talking about the 20s, 30s. She was marked for Agayu. Asuncion Bruselo. She was marked for Agayu. Her godmother, Siriaca Lopez, she made Ochun to her head instead. The idea being that because Asuncion the awo was lesbian, and by accounts was like a butch lesbian, and she was not feminine enough for that time period. So you're marked for agayu. Let's put Ochun on your head instead, so that you'll be more feminine, and hopefully putting Ochun on your head will get all that that lesbianism out of your system. Maybe you'll enjoy men. In the middle of the Ocha process, Asuncion gets mounted with Agayu. The godmother did not have Agayu, so they had to pause the Ocha, and things had to get rectified. And that was the second case, technically, of Ochun Oro Agayu. But she mounted Agayu. Love the info on Agayu. He's a rare one. You're welcome. God bless you, Sammy. So whether Agayu is done direct or Oro, the one who mounts is Agayu. But historically, in the line of what we call Pimienta, I'm Trapito, but that's just a sublineage of a sublineage. It boils back to Aurora Lamar, who boils back to Malaque la Pequeña. There was never, and no such thing as Agayu direct until around 1944 with Nicolas Angarica. What was his other name? It wasn't Obatola. I can't remember his other name. Pero the Oba Oriate, the one who wrote Manuel de Oriate, Nicolas Angarica, who studied under Obadimei for about 2 years. He's the pioneer of giving Agayu direct. But from what I recall, interestingly, Nicolas Angarica made Agayu direct. There was other attempts. 2 people made to Agayu direct, and they died. So these people, the first people made to Agayu, were essentially guinea pigs to see, can we do this shit? So eventually we get a successful Agayu. I can't remember whether Obadimei himself was present for that. I believe he was. Why he would have agreed to this, we don't know. But again, I'm not sure if he was present. But the very, very first people that they attempted to make Agayu direct to died. I believe it was at least 2 people. Interestingly, Nicolas Angarica, he, though he did make Agayu direct, he made his sister, his own sister, who was marked Agayu, Chango, and did the Oro thing. So even his own sister said, I don't know why my brother did all that direct stuff with Agayu, because he made Chango to me. I was marked Agayu, and so he chose not to go against the grain. He didn't use his sister as the guinea pig to do Agayu direct. So there's the rub. So should Agayu be done direct? That's a question for yourself to ask as the individual. Can Agayu be done direct? Yes. Yes, it can. But just be intellectually honest and say, in my house, we do things direct because it can be, and I believe that Agayu should be done direct. Was it ever done direct historically? No. You're welcome. You're welcome. I'm glad you enjoy it. Do you know who Nicolas Angarica is? Do you know what he looks like? Because if you don't, I got a picture of him. But Nicolas Angarica is the pioneer of Agayu Direct. But when it came time to his sister, he didn't experiment on her. The people that were experimented on, they did. But I guess it was perfected, and now we have Agayu Direct. Aurora Lamar did not do Agayu Direct. Interestingly, Aurora Lamar did do, she did birth. I saw a pic in the light. Yeah. Yep, that's him. Nicolas Angarica. Well, if anybody wants to see the picture, let me know. If you don't know what he looks like, but we know what he looked like. He was a hefty guy. And he only studied under Obadime for 2 years, if that. The real protege of Obadime was Tomás Romero Ewin Lade, I believe his name was. Ewin Lade. But he had other proteges, but they were all men. Interestingly enough, Obadime did not train women. Obadime was a gay man who did not train women, even though Obadime, though knowledgeable when he came from Matanzas to Havana, Latuan, I won't say taught him everything he knew, because he was already knowledgeable. He was already a man by the time he made it from Matanzas to Havana. Pero Obadime he's the one that brought Agayu to Ocha, like mainstream Ocha. Agayu was one of those backwoods santos that, same thing with Orichaoko. But Orichaoko and Agayu are two santos that Obadime himself brought over. But Obadime went to his aunt when it came time to consecrate Agayu. He had to go to his aunt. I have her name. Titi something. Titi Bagboche. I can't remember her name. But he went to her because she was the most knowledgeable individual on Agayu at that time. And he constructed what it is that we call Agayu today. He created, we have to have these tools for Agayu. But now we have to have, if you're being made to Agayu, you have a different set of tools, more tools. Obadime was extremely influential. Thank you so much for your number. You're very, very welcome. I hope everything gets rectified with all the frustration that you're dealing with. We have Inle Direct today. That was never the case. Orichaoko was never done direct, at least in Pimienta. And so, what's your lineage? I'm Pimienta. Who was santo you're gonna make? Orichaoko. I do direct in my house. Okay, Mafera fue Orichaoko. But if not even Aurora Lamar herself did Orichaoko direct, then it was not. She was going to do what she was taught by her elder and the elders that were around her, like Lamberto Sama. She worked with Lamberto Sama. They were like this. Why? Because Lamberto Sama, Oguntoye, was her son-in-law, and they lived together. And Lamberto Sama is the one that performed her etutu. And Lamberto Sama is a huge influence. A huge influence of like his word was law. I actually recently had what I believe is encountered Ibukole. I had a dream. It was at my mother's house, and I watched the neighbors pouring dirty water down the drain next to the house. The next thing I saw was an Ibis standing there, and it started talking to me. What do you mean, Ibis? It's probably a typo. Hold on. I had to get another candle. It's completely pitch black. Hold on. Okay, I got it. Got it. Oh, see. Hold on. Sorry, guys. Okay. Now the other side. Oh, I could just use this. Hold on. I'll read it. I just want to get this. There we go. Damn it! I thought I had it. Damn it! You spilled my milk. Hold on. I have to hold it down. Hopefully it stays. I'll wait till I know it's going to stay before I light it. Okay. The next thing I saw standing there started talking to me. I actually recently had, I believe, an encounter dream at my mother's house. I watched the neighbors pouring dirty water down the drain next to the house. The next thing I saw, okay, told me that Ochun was with me. Next thing, a song where a woman washing clothes in the river. This is why I need to speak to someone. I'm a daughter of Yamayao, Ochun, Ogun, Ochosi. So are you from Yoruba land? Because you mentioned some home back in Africa. Just from the way you write things, and also saying I'm a daughter of, you mentioned 4 different santos, is an indicator to me that you're Yoruba, or Nigerian, because that is that concept of having more than one is a Nigerian thing. Come on. Okay, hopefully it stays. South Africa. Oh, wow. Okay. South African. Okay, cool. Well, the santo can go to anybody they want. Oh, when I say santo, I mean the Orisha can go to anyone they want. They can give dreams. So I'm not going to sit here and deny you that. Definitely got to get in contact with someone who can read you. But I know someone in Jacksonville. So if you're close, then I have someone in mind that that you most likely will be able to see. He's not a babalao. He'd be using the shells of Elegua. So if you're uncomfortable with that, if you are like dead set, it has to be a babalao. It cannot be a regular oloricha. Like I am not a babalao. I am a olorisha. Both can divine. But some people insist, no, it has to be a babalao, or it has to be. Okay, you're close to Jacksonville. Okay, so I know someone in Jacksonville. Very knowledgeable. He's a good dude. And his Padrino is not far from there either. So yeah, get in contact with me, and hopefully you can get that reading and see what the Orisha has to say. You know, but whenever you get a reading, keep I would say keep what you're going through. Keep what you're going through to yourself, so that it comes out in the reading. And if it doesn't, maybe the Santo deems or the Orisha deems that there's something more important, more pressing in your life, more than what you went for. And then later you can ask questions in regards to that. So that's just a suggestion I give to anybody when it comes to readings. Because if the matter that you're going through is pressing enough, then the Santo, the oracle will speak about that. So, and if not, well then, you know, at the end, usually you get to ask questions and then they can mark in a bowl. But again, if you insist on seeing a babalao, then I could reach out to my boy in Jacksonville and see if he knows anybody in Gainesville, and hopefully you can find someone that's reputable, because it's all about who you know. You know, because there's a million santeros and a million babalaos, but someone who's reputable, that's when you have to know somebody that knows somebody to say, hey, yo, go to this person, not that person, so on and so forth. That's all it is. It's all just networking. So, yeah. What a day. What time is it? 10 o'clock. It is 10 o'clock. Okay. So, if anybody else ain't got no topics, I can just go on and on and on. So, I hope I wasn't boring y'all. But, thanks so much. It's 10. I reached out to you on WhatsApp. What the heck? Let me see. Let me go on. So I'm going to check my WhatsApp right now. So if we get disconnected, then it's because I'm checking WhatsApp, and then I'll just come back on. So give me a moment, guys, because I don't want to get off of here and then I'm unable to help this woman because it just disconnects automatically. So I have to check. Hold on. Okay, so I got Marhol. I got it. You're good. I'll reach out to you right after I get off the live, and we can talk. So hell no, I never bomb bro. I know this history stuff. A lot of people don't like to hear it, so it's like I have no one to talk to about history with. I got my boy. He enjoys history, but for the most part, it's just me. Just always studying this shit and having no one to talk to. Because everybody's concerned with everybody wants to learn what's the song to kill a chicken. what's the I want to learn the oriki. I want to learn the prayers, even though everybody says they want to. Rick Savage, I love history. Everybody wants to do everything but history. So everybody wants to learn how to kill a chicken and Odu. Everybody's obsessed with being the best Odu people and all this shit. I had someone who was like, he said, I'm meant to be an Oba. I was told I'm supposed to be an Oba. I said, yeah, that's cool. From my perspective, the goal shouldn't be to be an Oba. It should be to be the best santero that you can be and reach your own personal potential. Because for me, Oba it's a heavy title. Everyone thinks it's all about sacrificing animals, not the basics. Yeah. But at the same time, that's what often gets pushed. That's what's got pushed over the years, where the solution to everything is kill animals, as opposed to the various other ebos. What I remember, I had a santero. He was telling me, I was telling him about my love for history, and I had broken down this person crowned this person. I'm just interested in yada yada yada, and I was told Julio, learning about history and memorizing all these people isn't going to teach you anything about Obatara, and that information is for the Obases, they're the ones that concern themselves with memorizing a bunch of people and the history of this religion. But you're not going to learn anything from studying dead people and history of how things used to be. When yeah, that's just reserved for the Obases. Um, I completely disagree, and I disagreed back then, but I kept my mouth shut. I didn't say nothing. I just said, okay, thank you. Thank you. So I studied in silence, and I didn't talk to him about history no more, because I was only going to be discouraged from studying history, and I'm glad I did that, because it's given me a kind of foundation for me to look at how everything is today. I can look at I look at everything now with a certain lens that most people don't, because I have a frame of reference that's historical, as opposed to just monkey see monkey do. Um, I can look at everybody that sacrifices a chicken or whatever today, and I can look at that and still be in awe and amazement of, wow, like the Santos being fed. But in the old days, when I say the old days, I mean the 19 between like 1860 and 1910, before sacrificing any animal. Of course, Elegua was always fed first. Before feeding Elegua, you would say an Apostles' Creed, followed by an Our Father. I find that fascinating, absolutely fascinating. There are shit. I know, I know someone that knows someone whose godmother was Aurora Lamar. So the contents of what makes up Mayo Batara is different than what Aurora Lamar herself gave out. But if you don't ask questions, if you don't study history, you're not going to know that. So you're going to think, if I was like everybody else, and I would just say, okay, this is what my Obatala consists of, so this is what I'm going to give to everybody. I have the choice as an individual and every Santero has the choice as an individual to ask themselves, what is it that I subscribe to? This is what was done to me. This is how things were given to me. So I need to choose. Do I want to continue doing things in the same vein, or because I know differently, and in some cases I know better? Not saying that I do. I'm just saying in other cases, maybe you know differently or you know better, and so you break that chain of doing things that were not done correctly for you. That is in no way, shape, or form of me saying that anything was done incorrectly to me or for me. But I'm saying, if you know better, then you do better. I'm of that belief. So let's say, like, in my ile, where I got Ocha made, Ochuns can birth Changos, and historically that was never an issue. It's certainly not in Aurora Lamar's case, because she had Chango on her head, and she made 1,000,000 Ochuns. So in the house that I come from, that was birthed, she has Ochun made, and she births Changos. Let's say that was not the case, and she was of the belief that no, Ochuns cannot make Changos, no exceptions. That's just not a thing, and Changos cannot make Ochuns. And then I find out later, after questioning and education and books, yada yada yada, I educate myself to the point where I learn, hey, no, Aurora Lamar had Chango on her head, and she birthed Ochuns, and she made Ochuns to the head. I have a personal choice to say, do I want to perpetuate what my elder did and what their beliefs are, or do I want to break that chain and be and do things how things used to be done historically accurately. There was a person that said, I asked a question, can Oyas birth Olokun? There are people that say no. Historically, that was never an issue. But there are people that insist no, because of the whole thing with Oya and Oya that's been blown out of proportion. And a woman said, my godmother had Oya made, and I have Oya made, and she did not birth Olokun. So to honor her memory, I'm not going to birth Olokun. I appreciate that. I respect that. That's intellectually honest. At the same time, if she ends up birthing Oya for someone else now, then don't tell that goddaughter that she cannot birth Olokun for anyone. Tell her the reason why I don't is because I want to honor the memory of my godmother. But you, if you want to honor my memory, then so be it. Don't birth Olokun. But it's not that you can't. It's because you choose not to. Not because it's a lineage thing. It's a me thing. That's my point. Everyone thinks it's all about, oh, okay, and then back. So that's just my perspective. Like, everything we do, we have a choice. Do I want to? And so for me, if I have to birth Obatalat for someone, I have the personal choice, and I can use my personal discretion as a santero. Do I want to perpetuate how Obatala was given to me and continue that? Or do I want to break that chain, that cycle, and do things the way things were done back in the 1920s, what was done for Aurora Lamar? And there's nothing wrong with either one. I can continue to give Obatala the way Obatala was given to me, and my godchild can choose to do whether they want to do Aurora Lamar way or the way it was done for me. That's perfectly fine. But it's we have those choices. But it's just being intellectually honest and saying, I'm doing XYZ, I'm going to give you this XYZ because this is my personal belief. As opposed to in my lineage. Like I saw something about a guy that was saying, about like, why is Ogun black? Like the actual, like the cauldron. I respect it. Thank you, Rick. Why is the cauldron of Ogun black? And he gave some poetic reason as to why the cauldron is black. It was in Spanish. I don't remember it, but it was going on in Spanish about poetry, and he gave a lovely poetic reason as to why the cauldron is black. And I said, okay, está bien. Modo pues. If that's your understanding, okay. Well, but that doesn't explain why Ogun can live at a hikara. What do you say to the people from the old days that had Ogun living in a hikara? What do you say to the people that have Ogun living in barro? How would you say? In clay. It exists. And if you don't know these things, then you look at everything from a very narrow-minded point of view. Oh my God, Ogun can live in something other than an iron pot? Yes. He has. He does. But now these stories get assembled, reasoned. No, the fucking pot is black because that's the color of iron. That's it. And if all you got is steel, a steel pot, then you put him in the steel pot. That's it. But the pots that Ogun lives in, it was where the people made rice and beans. It's a pot. It was used to cook with. It was never meant to hold a santo. And then eventually someone decided, hey, Ogun is the Orisha of iron, so let's put him in iron. And then these stories and things get more focalized. I don't know how to say it. Where now, okay, well, it went from Ogun living in a hikara, in some cases mud, like molded mud to create a pot, to iron. And it makes sense. It's fine. Okay, Ogun is the owner of iron. Um, but now, okay, now, why is it a black pot? It's a black pot because it's yada yada. And then, Ogun has to live not only in a pot. It has to be in a black pot. It has to be in a pot with 3 legs. Okay. And there's the Odu. I can't remember what the Odu is, but it's like, oh no, Ogun has to live in a pot with 3 legs, 3 little prongs that everybody has the same. I got the original Botanica Ogun. Like I got the Ocha starter pack, as I call it. Where you get your warriors. Everybody got their fucking warriors these days. I did the whole necklaces, warriors, Mano de Orula, Olokun, Mano de Orula. So I speak from a guy that went down that path. But now that I understand differently, it's like, okay, Ogun gotta live in a black pot with 3 prongs. And that's just how it is because it's justified by Odu. Modupwe, if that's your understanding. That doesn't explain a thing about Ogun living in a hikara. But these things evolve. And you have to just go with the punches. This thing about, Ogun has to have, there's this thing about people taking, Ogun has 2 stones. Okay. The people that I've spoken to that got 50 plus years or 40 plus years of Santo, they said no, it was just one. At some point in the 90s, they said no, one has to represent Ogun, the other one has to represent Ochosi, and then when you get Ochosi Fundamento, you take that one out and you put it a part of the Ochosi. Okay, sure. Modo pues. But because I only got 5 years, I can't be talking like this because it's considered disrespectful and I don't know what I'm talking about. But again, like my opinion doesn't mean shit. Everything I'm saying will be relevant 15 years from now when I got 20 years and I can actually open my mouth. Yes, they say the pot needs 3 legs. That's wild. Never paid attention to 3 legs. It's justified in Odu, at least from the perspective of Ifa. I have the Odu. I don't have it memorized, but I have it written down. Like I have every fucking thing written down. Oh no, the 3 legs. It represents stability. It represents Ogunda. Modo pues. But Ogun used to live in a hikara. What do you want me to tell you? So eventually, someone decided, no, let me take this rice pot, this cauldron that's used to make rice and beans and chicken stew and shit, and let me put Ogun inside. Now it became, this is how Ogun has to live. Okay, that's fine. When originally it was just a hikara, Ogun, a piece of iron. Oh no, well, if you want to go even further back, a hikara, a piece of iron. Ja. And then, okay, well now the Lukumisos, well, in order to have a santo, now we have to have stone. Okay, pone. Hikara, a piece of iron, and a stone. Oh, well now we have to have tools. Okay. A hikara, a piece of iron, a stone. Let's add some tools because these are symbolic of Ogun. Okay. Oh, well, let's put it in a cauldron. We got some chicken and rice and all this. Let's take all this out and put them in a cauldron. But if you look at pictures of old Oguns, even from the 1930s, Ogun has been living in an iron pot for about 100 years now, if not more. So there's nothing wrong with that. But not all of them had the 3-prong, the legs. No, it was just an iron pot that was used to make fucking rice and beans. So where these Odus and things come from, it's evolution. The same way everything else came about, somebody had to make it up. Someone had to create, this is why we do things this way. But when you have a background of history, you can analyze these things and if you happen to see something that is contrary to your understanding, because you have an understanding of history, you can be like, oh, okay. Oh, someone's Ogun is inside of a hikara. Wow. That's, instead of saying that's incorrect. Your padrino fucked you over. Your madrina fucked you over. They don't know what they're doing. Where's the pot? Where's the 3-pronged pot? Why is it not black? Why is it missing this? Now you can look at it from a lens of, oh, okay. They're super old school. But these things don't exist because all them people are dead. Or they keep to themselves when they got fucking 100 years, 50 years of what you made and shit. Yeah, they said the pot up. Damn, you're 5 years already? Yeah, 5 years. Well, come August 7th, I'll be 5. So I'm still 4 at this point. But, what, so 2 months. 2 months and I'll be 5. But that's my point. Just, to me, history is so important. So important. Even like Ochosi. The Ochosis we have today, the fundamento of Ochosi, is so full of extra stuff. And you can buy, like, I saw a lady who, I saw her Ochosi, and it was like her Ebo Meta, and she brought her Ochosi. This thing was fucking huge. She bought it from a famous tool maker, who I'm not gonna say names so no one can feel disrespected or nothing, but a famous tool maker, and she paid like, it was like $800 for these tools of Ochosi. Big plate. She was made to Ochosi. And so, you know, and I went to an Ocha where the person was, she was made to Ogun, and the fucking pot was enormous. Oh, well, of course it has to be huge because her head is Ogun. Of course, the friggin' Ochosi has to be huge. It's her head. And she spent like $800 on the tools or whatever, and now that's the norm. When the pots that we have, that we get from original products, the iron pot, the black iron pot that everybody gets these days, that I have, that I did when I got my warriors, that size pot is the pot that was used if that was your head. So the pot that we all have is the same pot that if someone who's crowned Ogun now in America, and the expectation is, okay, this is what you start with. Oh, but you're a daughter of Ogun. So now your pot has to be the size of fucking prenda to show that you are a true son or daughter of Ogun, and it has to be filled with all this stuff. That was never the case. And this is not me like saying it's wrong or criticizing it as a negative. No, a pot's a pot. It's an iron pot, whether it's a fucking 3 feet deep or whatever. It's an iron pot. But my thing is, these things, if you have a background in history, then you can analyze these things and just know that if it's not an enormous pot, it doesn't make it wrong. So if I had to crown an Ogun, and the pot was the same pot that they came in when if they had their warriors, how come the pot's not fucking 3 feet wide and all this? Because there's no need for that. Especially if the person doesn't have the space. There's no need for all these gigantic things, and like the Ochosi that we have all these tools for Ochosi now. Ochosi was just a single flecha. That was it. Now, oh, you're a daughter of Ochosi, the son of Ochosi. Now you have to have all these things. Okay. I'll tell you what, my Ochosi was born with all the things. And now there's even more tools. As the years go by, there's more tools getting added. My Ochosi was born with a lot of tools. Now, due to my own discretion as an individual, now my Ochosi lives with a single flecha and 1 arrow. That's it. Does it mean that Ochosi is not there? No. But all them tools were taking up so much damn space. And I had to downsize. So, I said, I put all that stuff, I put it in a bag. That's it. Tucked it away. Yeah. And made it closer to what the original Chosi looked like. Is one right or wrong? No. It's up to the discretion of the person. Um, but I know you guys get my point. I'm just going on and on and on. But if you have a historical background, you can see all of these things and take a step back. And when you see people criticizing things, oh my God, why is the Ogun pot not the size of a prenda? They're being made to Ogun. It has to be enormous. Why is Ochosi being born with a single flecha and not this tool set of all these things and the giant pitchfork? And you can look at him and, okay, you, even if everybody else may be criticizing, you keep shut and you say, okay, I see. But that's usually not the case. Everything I'm talking about, like all the tools and all that, the giant prenda, the giant Ogun, that's normal today. To see anything that's not those things, it's considered abnormal. So my Ogun no longer lives in the three-pronged thingy. He lives in an iron pot. And eventually I'll have him in a hikara. And there's nothing wrong with that. Same thing with Ochosi. I had Ochosi living in a friggin' a clay dish or something. Now it's just a bowl. That's it. Small. I downsized everything. Is it wrong? Nope. Is it different? Absolutely. By today's standards in 2026? Hell yeah. I saw someone criticizing someone's Ochosi because they had their Ochosi living in like what looked to be a Yamaya sopera. No top. Just the outside was porcelain. They say, oh my God, how could they have Ochosi like that? And then I keep shut and say, well, I don't see anything wrong with that. Or when they get Ogun reinforced. Yeah, there's different things that can be used to reinforce Ogun. People criticize, oh, why are there a bunch of sticks inside of Ogun? This isn't palo. Okay, well, if you don't know, you don't know. Está bien. Let the people criticize. The people that know, we know. Why is there XYZ in this santo? This is, Ogun is not a prenda. Ochosi doesn't belong in a sopera. Okay, sure. If that's your understanding, then so be it. Like I say, as for me and my house, we shall serve the Lord. So if I see Ochosi inside of a sopera, as long as it's not covered, I see no issue with it. If I see Ogun with a bunch of sticks in it, I say, okay, está bien. I understand. Maybe not someone else, and so they'll criticize and say, oh no, this is not palo. Okay, está bien. Maybe they'll learn one day. But in the meantime, they ain't gonna learn from me. I ain't telling them. There was a time I went to a party and this girl, she was fucking beautiful. This beautiful black woman that came in, gorgeous. And she saluted the throne. She had I think she got 30 fucking years. I don't know. She got a lot of years of Santo May. Beautiful woman. And she saluted the throne for Batara, and she was and I thought to myself, maybe I should tell her that's not how you salute a Batara. And so I stopped myself and said, you know what? Leave it alone. You got to pick and choose your battles. And telling this woman that got 20-something years, and not saying it publicly, just pulling her to the side and saying, hey, excuse me, bendición, mi mayora, I hope you're good, yada yada. Just wanted to inform you that what you were doing to salute Obatala is irritating to Obatala, and this is how you salute Obatala. I said, nope. If that's how she was taught, and it's mo después. But at least I know under my roof, this is how things are going to be done. Because you got to pick and choose your battles, and I'm too young to be going around thinking that I'm going to correct people. And it's not worth it. I am not the Pope of Santeria. I am not here to save everyone, and I don't know everything either. There's certainly been times where I thought I knew something, and I put my foot in my mouth by opening up my mouth, and I as a result I learned something, and I was humbled. So it's a trade-off. I've been looking in Lancaster for old antique cauldron because I don't like the way things are cheaply made nowadays. That's for my yeah. Um, Antique cauldrons, like I found a beautiful cauldron at the antique store. I got it for $40. Does it have the little three prongs? Nope. But in your case, it's for your nganga. Beautiful. Yeah, because the pots nowadays, even like they're not good. They're not good quality. Does it change anything? No. Iron is iron, but there's different qualities. The pot that I have for Ogun, that shit's heavy and thick. I got a good pot for my Ogun. Eventually, I would like to put them in a hikara. And because right now all my ochas are in hikaras, except for Ogun. Um, yeah, yep. Oh, chango, which the reason why I have them in the container I have them in is because I modeled it after my Monserrate, her chango, which did not live in wood. But that's a me thing. That is me up to my discretion, and we all have the discretion as santeros. I wouldn't advise an aleo to be doing what I'm talking about. But as santeros, we can do things under our own discretion. Just and say it's a me thing. It's not a lineage thing. It's not a because I was whatever. It was because I felt that this was right, and just be intellectually honest and say this is what I wanted to do. Like I spoke to someone, and the guy that got 50 years of Santo made, and his godmother was made by Roro Lamar. I was informed, okay, so I think Oba, and I was told, okay, what is in his Oba? And they said, oh, he has this in his Oba, but that's because he wanted it. That's a him thing. Okay, cool, beautiful. That's awesome. That's what's up, bro. So yeah, no, my Ogun in an iron, a solid, and it happens to be black. Why? Because those things were used to cook with, or if not to cook with, to smelt. Also look into like smelting pots. But eventually, if I'm gonna have my Ogun in a hikara, Chango and a hikara, have every single santo I got in a hikara, then so be it. If I have to have a godchild, because I don't have any godchildren, and they had to receive the warriors, it's up to my discretion. Do I want their Ogun born in a hikara or in an iron pot? That's up to my discretion. And would they face criticism? Oh my God, what's that? No, that's my Ogun. That's how my padrino gave me Ogun. That's incorrect. He's supposed to live in iron. He's supposed to live with the three pronged. Oh well, the iron's right here. Toma. What do you want to say now? Oh, well, it has to have the three legs. That was not always the case. What else? So, yeah, what are you gonna do? You got them covered, or are they open? For me, because no one ever visits me, I live an extremely solitary life. I keep them uncovered. The only one I have covered is Obatara. Everybody else I just keep uncovered. Um, so it's just easier interaction. Again, that's a me thing. Completely a me thing. Um, but that's another reason why I would like to get a cupboard that opens and closes, so that when I'm not interacting with my own santo, it's still closed. And that's how a woman by the name of Tibrucia Sotolongo y Ugarte. I'm sure you've seen her picture if you're a history lover. Tibrucia Sotolongo, who was made by Margarita Armenteros, Aina Yobo. That's how she kept her ochas, in a cupboard. So I've been having my ochas for looking like the 1930s for a while, in their tiny soperas. Where you got let's check in the comments. And so I've just been on a history kick and be like, you know what? I want to go even older. And I said, I'm getting jicaras. And that's how they live. And I don't see it as disrespectful. I see it as honoring Egun, honoring the old ways, honoring the sheer simplicity of what all of this was. And now Ocha is so much more complex and complicated. We've really complicated things unnecessarily and added so much, and there's so much lujo, luxury, and accoutrements, and all these things. And you know, I saw a comment about Ochun has to have the best, and my Santo has to have the best, and people will go out of their way to get gold soperas and perfumes for Ochun, the fucking Versace and all this stuff. If you can afford it, great. But even if I was a millionaire, which I would love to be a millionaire, I would keep them in jicaras. I would keep everything extremely simple and do things and keep things the way they used to be. Because for me, that's beautiful. When I see Ochun in a fucking these big old New Orleans masks that people keep, what's that? Not circus masks, like you know, with the huge feathers and whatnot that you see in New Orleans and all that. Sometimes it can be pretty, but I find more beauty in the simplistic than the stuff that a lot of people cover their santos in today. And some of them are beautiful, like Play Kek, Afolabi, Ibae. He kept his orchard beautiful. He had Yamaya looking gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. And it's covered in beads and all this. It's absolutely beautiful. But for me, what makes me happy, seeing my Ochun and her fundamento in a jicara instead of a giant sopera covered with a lot of stuff, to me, is way more beautiful. And what I feel connects me more historically with all these dead men and women that I admire. When I do things in these black and white photos and I see Adechina, Obatero, Fermina Gomez, Tibrucia Sotolongo, friggin' Hortensia Ferrer, like, to me, that's beautiful. Not to say that anybody else's stuff is ugly, but to me, that's beautiful. Seeing my ochas in jicaras is beautiful to me. It may be seen as ugly or disrespectful to others, but and then if that's the case, if anybody else wants to put they have to have their Ochun in a solid, in a fucking 24 karat gold sopera with Versace, friggin' Chanel No. 5 perfume, and fans with peacock feathers all over it. At one time, I used to think that was gorgeous too. But as I've gotten older and I've studied and I've educated myself specifically on the history, I find the further back I go, the more simple things were, and the more beautiful I find things to be. Nice, that's nice, bro. Thank you. Yeah, I see nothing wrong with what you're doing. Yeah, man. Thank you. Others would. There are definitely people that would. Like someone had told me, like, how come I don't have my ochas looking like kings and queens? They should have the best. They deserve the best. Well, to me, the best is a jicara. Why? Because that's what the founders had their ochas in. And if that's what they had it in, that's what I find to be the best. And then eventually it changed. You have people like Susana Cantero who had the money, and as a thing of prestige, now I want to have I'm going to go from jicaras into soperas. That's perfectly fine too. If that's what she saw was an upgrade to jicaras. Because Efuche was Efuche, Latuan. A lot of people think, oh, this is slave religion. Yeah. But the movers and shakers of this religion were wealthy people. The Babalaos, Adechina, Tadagaitan, Bernardo Rojas, they were wealthy landowners. Fermina Gomez, she lived humbly. Obatero, she lived humbly. The more the backwoods, like the Matanza stuff, like Bado and any the Abita, um, but like the people of Havana, they were wealthy, and they were wealthy men and women. These were not poor people, but the reason why they kept their things in soperas, in jicaras, is because that's how they got their things originally. And someone decided, hey, I want to take from a jicara, I want to put it in a sopera, because a sopera represented prestige for that time. Now everybody's got fucking soperas. Now it went from a jicara to a soup tureen to now full on like the the soperas that are like like this, like we have a local and all this. But it used to be just a soup tureen made for soup and food, because that was what was inside of the master's houses. And so you would deal with these fine china. So when you had fine china in your house, that was the best. So you wanted Ochun to be in the best, so you had Ochun in fine china. And so the evolution of what is considered the best has changed. That's it. For me, I'd rather go back in time and put my ochas in jicaras and do things the way they did in the very, very beginning, as opposed to how things are done today. So that's just a me thing. But I'm gonna call it a night. I've been on here talking my ass off for 2.5 hours, or 2 hours and 13 minutes. It's gonna be 13 minutes. So I hope what I've been talking about resonates with somebody out there. You keep your ochas how you want to keep them. Jicaras, soup tureens, 24 karat gold, whatever. It really doesn't make a difference. It does not make a difference. Oh, that's external shit. What matters is the relationship you have with the Santo. So, but everybody have a wonderful, wonderful night. God bless y'all. And I will get back to the individuals who have reached out to me personally. But everybody have a wonderful, wonderful night. Which is good night to y'all. Okay? Good night. God bless y'all. Let me turn this off.